uh, the first term of that you will have to do in the software engineering is about a course management system. Course management system is basically a collection of softwares, a software that you have to develop for the different courses that are uh, floated by the university or institute. Okay, so the way the students, the faculties, the administration will handle the software as those all those requirements have to be found out and finally design the system. Now there will be definitely area which will be for the students to handle. There will be many functionalities which are for the faculties. Okay, also the administration. Now the area for faculty is the posting of the class materials, syllabus, etc. handout. Okay, so students similarly will post papers and assignments. Okay, grade books will be prepared by the faculty and will be given, which the students can view. Okay, integrated email tool will be allowed uh, for the participants to send the announcement emails. Okay, similarly there will be chat box for chatting, communication among the participants. There will be threaded discussion in the blog. Okay, and all these, and also this software should be integrated with the other softwares of the university. So it is a web application for the department personnel, academic senate, registered staff, okay, etc. We'll be doing two things about it. First, we'll create the use case diagrams. Okay, those use cases, we'll find out the use cases which are for the system. Okay, so uh, actually use case diagram is the basic model, or you can say basic diagram, which indicates how a system is supposed to be used by different users. Okay, and different users basically uh, use this software, use this system uh, to achieve some specific goals. Okay, so this actually corresponds to very high level requirements, this particular diagram, and this is central, the most basic and central diagram, where all the other diagrams are basically can be said to be derived from this. All the other diagram means, suppose the class diagram, okay, then sequence diagram, then activity diagram. All these diagrams are have to conform to the use case diagram, because use case represents the basic uh, the functionalities which are provided by the system as a whole. It's a very abstract view of the functionalities, where you actually consider the system to be a black box like thing, and different users, outside users, which are called as the actors, or human users or non-human users, whatever it is, they basically way to use the system for different purposes, with some specific goals, and the system provides those services. Okay, so this is what the use case diagram is all about. The use case describes the broad outlook about it. So for the student actor, the use cases in this particular use cases can be the login, the view course, get information, post material, post message, create teams, edit personal information, customize notification behavior, view course grade statistics, etc. Okay, so these are different use cases for the student actor. So I have found out these use cases for the student actors. You are supposed to find the use cases for the other actors. Okay, so that is that part you have to carry out as part of this particular term. To draw the use case diagram, you need to download the UML designer for from these links. Okay, so if you have a 32-bit machine, then you have to download the UML designer 9 from here, or if you have a 64-bit machine, you have to download the second from the second link. if you are using the Windows machine. Similarly, for Linux machines also, there are different versions for 32 and 64-bit versions. Okay. Once you have downloaded the UML designer and installed the UML designer, you will have this particular interface. Okay. Now, uh, once you open this interface, you will get a screen of this sort. So, going to the left hand side, you have to suppose uh, right click. So you right click here, you find the pop-up menu this way, go to the other, okay, left click on the other. So you get this pop-up window. So there will be UML project, okay, select the UML project and click next. You will be asked for the project name, give any project name, say CMS, that is course management system underscore UML. I have given this particular name. Okay. So next, click next. You will get this. The model object is model. Then this screen will be there. So click on finish. So once you have clicked, once it is done, so you have this model unit here, UML. So when you click this, you get the model, new model. Okay. So right click on this new model, you get new representation. From the new representation, you go to the use case diagram here. Okay. Now left click on the use case diagram. You get the name here, and that is you have to give a name for the use case diagram. So I am giving it suppose CMS. Okay, or CMS1. Okay. So now this is the use case name I have given. Okay. So this screen will appear. Okay. Now here you have to create the use cases. So there are all these actors and use cases are on the right hand side. So you have to bring the use case, the association. These are the association is the link between the actor and use case. And similarly, you have the extend use cases, include use cases. Okay, generalization. All these are here on this side. So bring, and these are actor, and this is non-human actor. So bring an actor here and click over here. So see the actor got created. Now bring use case, first use case. Click over here. So this is the first use case that you got. Okay, click here. You see, you can give the name to the use case now. This is login use case. Suppose now the association between the use case and the actor needs to be established. So first you click over here, go there, leave it, and click in. Click it. See the link got established between the actor and the login. Similarly, bring another use case here. Say view course. Okay, VIEW view course. View course is the use case. Okay. Now the association between the actor and the view course. Leave it here and then click, and this link gets established between the actor and the view course. Similarly, you can draw the entire use case diagram using the same procedure. You can find out different include use cases uh, and then establish the relation between the base use case and the include use case. Similarly, you can also use the extend use case, establish the relation between the base use case and the extend use case. Okay. Similarly, generalization can be used where the specific use cases are basically part of the which are actually generalized. Base use case is the generalized version of some specific use cases which can be established through generalization. Similarly, you can have some actors which are specific categories which actually where the main actor is the generalization of those specific use cases. So this generalization relationship can be shown in the use cases. So complete this diagram. This is the part of your TermWork. And after this, we will be going for finding the functional requirements and non-functional requirements of this particular TermWork. To find a functional and non-functional requirement, first we have to be clear with the stakeholders. So the stakeholders in the system are the students, faculties, administration, and system maintainer. Okay. So the students are so let us see the first uh, requirements here. Some requirements are there which are basically common to all the stakeholders. So first we need to identify those functional requirements which are common to all the stakeholders. Okay. Now these functional requirements are the system shall provide static course information. Okay. Also students system shall provide dynamic course information. Now static course information and dynamic course information, you see these two. Why I have put this way? The static course information means the course information that is not going to change in the semester. So those are the static course information. Dynamic course informations are the informations which changes frequently, like email messages, okay, different newses, or say the chatting message in the chats, okay. All these are dynamic course informations. So so these are these both static course information and dynamic course informations are provided to all the stakeholders by the system. Similarly, system shall be able to store static course information as well as system shall be able to store dynamic course information. The system shall provide a messaging system. All these are the functional requirements or the services provided by the system to all the stakeholders. So they are then that is why they are categorized separately. After this, we will be let us see about the functional requirements which are specific to the student. Okay, the services which are provided by the system to the stakeholder students. Now here, the system shall enable uh, students to retrieve contact information of other students as well as the faculties. Okay, so there is the system should provide the information like the students and the other students and the faculty information. Similarly, system shall provide the history of the course, a particular course which is running. The brief history of the course should be provided to the student by the system. Similarly, the system shall provide the history of attended courses by the student. Okay, so all other attended courses by the student, those information will be provided by the system. System shall provide students provide the student to that system will enable the students to subscribe and unsubscribe the courses. So to subscribe and unsubscribe courses will be there. That is, the system should be able to the system should enable the students either to subscribe or unsubscribe. System shall be able to provide collaboration environment in a course. So what does it mean? That the students should be able to share files and notes to other teammates, other students. Okay, system should be able to submit textual context, that is different messages, okay, in terms of text. This they should be able to submit. System shall be able to let the students upload file different, that is students should be allowed to upload the files. Similarly, system should allow the students to form the groups, okay, and also system should allow the students the students to send a message at a time to all the other students of the course. Okay. Similarly, it should allow facilitate the searching of information in the static information. Searching of dynamic information should also be provided. Okay. System should allow the students to edit their personal information. Similarly, system should allow the students to reset their password. Okay, and mail mail it to the users. That is the once the password is changed, reset it should be mailed to the user. That means to the student. System shall notify the students of events, different events that are being hosted by the on behalf of the course. Those events should be uh, posted on the student. Similarly, customized notification if a student wish to receive the informations or notifications in a very customized version. Suppose somebody wants to receive only um, the messages on the mobile phone instead of email. So those customizations should be allowed for the students to do in the system. So system shall allow the students to view course get statistics per semester. So the his or her course get statistics should be allowed to be viewed to the student uh, in each of the semesters. Similarly, there will be some non-functional requirements for the students. Now, non-functional requirements are system shall prevent students from viewing the grade of others. So, a particular student should not be allowed to view the other student's grade. Okay. So, similarly, there should be user customizable visibility policy set for the that means students should be allowed to set their visibility in a customized fashion. That means any student should, according to his or her wish, they should allow their visibility setting to be done. So that is the privacy setting for the users. Similarly, another functional requirements or non-functional requirement for the students is the system shall have high availability. That means the system should be always available. System shall not have unexpected downtime. So that means the system should be highly reliable and should not go down unexpectedly. The system shall have the downtime at most of 8 hours per month. That means the system should have maximum of 8 hours per month downtime, not more than that. System shall have the expected downtime announced at least 24 hours in advance. So the system should actually send a notice to the user, the student, that there is a downtime at so and so time, and that should be not more than before 24, at least before 24 hours. That the notification should go to the users or the students. Okay. So functional requirements for maintainers. So functional requirements for maintainers are that system should allow the maintainers to create backup of the entire system. So system should actually create backup of the entire system. Okay, it should allow the maintainer to create the backup. Similarly, this would also allow the maintainer to restore the system partially or incomplete to some specific restore value point. You can say there should be any specific date at which some image has been created, backup has been created. So that backups, according to the maintainer's wish, the if the maintainer wants the value of a particular part of the system or the entire system to be set to a point where it was stored or saved, that should be allowed to be done by the maintainer. So systems will allow the maintainers to limit the size of files being uploaded by faculty and students. That means the students should be the maintainer should set a maximum size for faculties and the students for the files these users wants to upload. Okay, that means any bigger size file apart from the limit announced by the maintainer should not be allowed to be uploaded. So system shall allow the maintainers to limit the total available space for specific courses. So system should also allow the maintainer to set the total memory space for a course. Okay. course information. So non-functional requirement for the maintainer are like extendability, evolvability. That means system shall be easily extendable and evolvable. That means extendable, easily enhanceable. Okay. So there are some other non-functional requirement like testability for the maintainer. That system shall be easily testable for the maintainer. Similarly, scalability, system should be scalable. Okay. Non-functional requirement also the maintainability. That means system should be maintainable, and interoperability. The system should have high interoperability with other systems of the institute. So these are also other non-functional requirements for the maintainer. Now, similarly, the functional requirement for administration, system shall allow only the administration to manage the courses. Okay, that means to manage, to either to update the courses or etc. This should be done only by the administration person. System shall allow only the administration to create new course. Any new course, if it is to be introduced, only administrator will be allowed to do that. System shall allow only the administration to delete the course. If some course has to be removed, only administration will be allowed to do that. Similarly, only administration can update the static course information. Okay. System shall allow administration to retrieve all study and personal information of students. So only the administration person should be allowed to retrieve the study information as well as the personal information of the students. So similarly, administration should also be allowed to retrieve all the faculty information. Or administration should be allowed to calculate the grade statistics. Administration should be allowed to calculate grade statistics per year. Similarly, administration should be allowed to calculate grade statistics per students. Okay. Also, this administration should be allowed to calculate grade statistics per course. So all these summary information and the statistical information should be allowed for the administration people. Also, the administration it should allow the administration to calculate grade statistics per department also. Or also the grade statistics for using combination of all the possible methods mentioned above should also be allowed by the system to the administration people. Okay. So system should allow the administration to evaluate course through student by means of web server. So if the administration person wants to carry out a web survey among the students, that should also be allowed by the system. So these are functional requirements for the administration. So non-functional requirements are like availability and interoperability already specified for the students, and the maintainer are actually applicable to the administration also.